Hello and welcome to another day, another occasion. Every day we are entering into the new chapter of our life, and today is not the exception as well. We are waiting to see some of our people to join with us, and I'm saying hello, whoever is joining with us. And today, basically, a regular conversation with my business partner and my good friend from another part of the world, from Europe, the founder of Jump Movement, Ineke Hurkmans. So I'm welcoming Ineke Hurkmans to have just a irregular conversation, out of the box or beyond the box conversation.
Hi.
Ineke, so this is today is
Hi.
different, right? We're going to just have chit chat and exchanging the views and experience sharing, what is going on, how is going on, so forth and so on. So welcome.
Yeah.
How are
Thank you,
you?
Kamrul. I am so good. I'm really good. And it's so nice to just sit with you and chat, and then people can just join in and also join in the conversation because it's a really interesting time. So, but I'm doing really good. I'm healthy. My husband is healthy. Family is
Mhm.
healthy, and that's the most important thing,
So
I think.
let's first begin. How is going on in Netherlands in terms of as we're facing globally the lockdown, the COVID-19, and so forth, so on? What is
Mm.
going on? Let's
Mm.
let's share
Ye-
around.
Yeah. We experience very difficult times also here. Like I think everywhere in the world. Like economically speaking, I think 2/3 of our economy was like shut down. So the whole restaurants, hotels, bars, a lot of shops were closed, and they're like starting slowly to starting open again from 1st of June. But we have lots of restrictions around 1.5 meter distance, numbers of people that can gather, and that's so we are regulating actually groups and meetings, and our numbers of people getting sick or dying, they are dropping really fast as we speak. So that is the thing that makes us really happy and confident for the future. But we also know that it's not over yet, so we have to be cautious all the time.
Right. So same is happening here.
Yeah.
As you know, the Ramadan is a big occasion for us in the Muslim part of the world. So we are just about to close the Ramadan, and
Mm-hmm.
the biggest festival, Eid al-Fitr, is just knocking the door. I mean, after just 2-3 days. So, so in terms of spirituality and also the fasting, so this is ongoing. So how much you know about this?
I know a lot about that because I have so many Muslim friends here in the Netherlands. As you know, we are running this program for refugees, and I think half of the group is Muslim. So for the last couple of years, I intensively experienced Ramadan, not because I joined it, but because I was really close to people that participate in that from their religion, and they taught me a lot about. Muslim religion, Ramadan, all the rituals that come there, and my deep respect for the religion of the Islam is really growing. And I'm also happy that
Mhm.
Ramadan is here and that it's almost closing, because I can feel that.
Hmm. Good.
And I know that the people are having a hard time. I also know that this is a different Ramadan than normally, because normally you do iftar together. I always join in iftar with people, with friends, and now we couldn't. So it's very small and close to family gatherings. And I know that it's like we want to spend time with 200 people having iftar. That's what we are used to. So that's things that are missed. And also you cannot go to the mosque, and that's also something you miss. So I can imagine that it's really a hard Ramadan, or extra challenging.
Different Ramadan. We are getting used
Different.
to a new normal. So welcome everybody who are joining with us in Facebook. A lot of people joining. Rajiv Ray, he said, "Madam, how are you?" He's saying, Rajiv is saying, "Madam, how are you?" Thanks to Ineke, she responding my text in inbox. Okay, good. So, hello,
Oh,
Ishrat.
that's so nice to meet you here.
Okay. Hello, Israt Bani, one of our aspiring leader. Niloy, Arafat Khan, Mahmudul Haq Taj. Taj Bhai, welcome to this program. Say hello to Ineke, and also it's just, we are having the conversation how is going on around the world, and so far about the profound impact of jump movement, what is happening, what we are going to bring next, so forth, so on. So let's begin from Netherlands to Bangladesh. How is Netherlands doing overall? And then let's come towards the Africa to Bangladesh jump movement global tour. What is happening everywhere?
So like 9 years ago, I developed the jump movement as a method, coming from a philosophy that is deeply ingrained in me from my work being a consultant and change leader in organizations. And I noticed that it would be so great that we could find a way to help people to start self-empowering themselves in teams and in groups. And I developed it and just started doing it. So I'm not actually I'm a doer. I'm not so much of a thinker. I'm a doer, and because I'm a farmer's daughter. I'm a farmer's daughter. My dad was a farmer, and he was just doing things. So he had an idea, and he just started doing it. So I inherited that from him. And I think being an entrepreneur is really nice to be a doer. So then you get things done, and sometimes you make a mistake, and you think, "Oh, that was not so handy. Let's change it." So I just started to create. Yeah, go ahead.
I got two clues. One is the farmer, another is a doer. I want to ask those who are watching right now. So who is coming from the farmer's family background? Maybe the grandfather, maybe the forefather. I want to see who says yes. Say yes. At present, 32 people are watching. Say yes if your forefather, grandfather
my
coming
and
from
sisters, farmers.
Yeah. Myself, my definitely ancestors. Yeah, definitely. The farming is the root, right? Bangladesh is the
right.
I think majority of our nation is on the farming.
Right.
That's what the agriculture is our heart. And now in the last 20 years, 15 years, the government has replaced the farming, but farming is the heart always. So who is coming from the farming farmer's family? So let's say yes. We want to see like who is saying yes. And the second question is who believes you are doer? As Ineke is saying that I am a doer. So hi Israt, Fariha, Rizal, say yes if you are a doer or you are a follower.
Yeah.
So
or a thinker,
good.
because that's also a very nice talent. If you're a thinker, huh? We need thinkers.
If you're a thinker. We need thinkers as well.
We need doers, we need followers. We need them all, huh?
Let's just see Arafat Khan. Yes, my grandfather and forefather was farmer. Fantastic. That's good. Love you, man.
You have good genes, Arafat.
Hasib Mahmoud. Can I have Hasib Mahmoud's comment also here? He says thumbs up. Yes, you see.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Hi,
good.
Nice to meet you.
Rezaul Karim, nice looking ma'am. Oh, Rezaul Karim is saying he's nice looking ma'am.
Can
I have the comment on the screen? Rezaul is appreciating Ineke. Nice looking. Good. Good, Rezaul. So nice. Thank you. Rezaul, so how are you doing?
I'm good.
So come on, that's it. See Rezaul. This is Rezaul Karim.
Thank you, Rasul. Yeah, thank you for asking. I'm looking nice. I'm feeling good.
A lot of you may not know, and Israt is saying, yes, I am thinker. Let's bring the comment of Israt, Bani. Cool. Bani's comment, our beloved Bani. Yes, I am a thinker.
Hi, Israt, Bani. I love to meet you again. I think I saw you very briefly, right?
Yeah.
So, and I see you on Facebook all the time. I'm watching you, Israt, Bani. I'm watching you.
To our next batch of regional leadership development program, Israt will be coming in. So you'll be meeting definitely. Israt.
That would be great. I already see her online.
She's very active, very active. You can't miss her.
I see.
You can't miss her. Yeah. She's a champion. So Hasib Mahmoud, till now, he engaged with farming besides his business. And yes, I believe that I am doer. Wow. Okay, good.
Fantastic.
So that's
Like
good.
people
Good.
that are doers, they're also taking a little bit more risk than the people that they are thinkers. It's my opinion. Because when you're a doer, that's when you jump into things, huh? So that's why when you just try and experiment, and me personally, I like that a lot. And I encounter mistakes by being a doer, because not every decision that you make being a doer is just the right one, right? But that's when I see the whole life, that's my vision. I see my life as a workshop, as one big workshop. Then I'm just learning, you know.
So life is very colorful. You're coming from the farmers family, then in consulting, in a corporate job, and then you become a DJ. So so and then entrepreneur.
Yes.
So let's talk about this journey. How the journey evolved, over the
I'm just
years.
following. Yeah, that's so cool, because I'm just following what's coming in front of me. So at some point, a friend of mine, she's a DJ for 30 years already. And she always invited me, come to my course. And I said, I don't have time. But I was so attracted. It was like a magnet. I was so attracted to how do you handle all the notes and how do you mix up really cool numbers. So I said, let's do it. And I just did it. And I am talented in it. I know I have a good feeling for beats and for music. So it's like my hobby. I'm just doing this for fun and to just unwind and just go into the music. I like that.
So
So I'm not a party DJ. I never drink
okay,
any
okay.
alcohol. I don't like drunk people. So I don't do that. So
Right, I know, because you are practicing the mindfulness, you are practicing the transcendental meditation. So let's talk about the how to become mindful. Stay on present, awareness. Creating the inner consciousness, inner engineering, and its impact on life. Because I'm sure it has a great impact. Because over the last 10 years, I'm doing it, and I'm experiencing it. So I want to hear from your version of inner engineering, mindfulness, being present. For our viewers, let's talk
yeah.
something about this
Yeah,
spirituality
I
and
think,
awakening
yeah,
the mindset.
I think I have started meditating from the age of 23. I'm now 57, so who can calculate how that's long, you know? I stopped counting, but that was the first time that I really felt there's more to life than going to your work and facing facts of every day. So I was just thinking, let's expand my consciousness more. And over the years, I always kept finding new ways. And actually, I think that the core of being becoming in the state of growing younger, which I experience at this point, is becoming more of myself and not attached on what do people think of me. I mean, I love it when people like me, but I'm not confused when they don't. I think, well, then I'm another soup that you don't like. So I love it when I have a nice connection, but if people are not like into me, that's okay, that's fine. So being more authentic is being more centered in myself and being more like living my own values as even as equally valuable as the values of other people. I'm not judging them. And that's why I can stay strong in my own.
Yeah, people often ask questions that how can I develop the mindfulness? How can I be focused? How can I avoid the distraction? How can I becoming more powerful? What I do. So
Yeah.
what would you want to say?
For
And
me,
particularly, yeah.
yeah, for me, that is the only thing is follow the feeling that I have and follow and because I'm a doer, I'm not so much hindered by what I think. It's not that I have to consider this or this. Like you and me, we are very much the same. We are like instantly moving, and then stuff is happening. And some people say you take a lot of risks, but I say I'm just playing. That's where my mindfulness is coming from. It's playfulness. It's like not taking life too seriously, but handling reality
Yeah.
like it is.
Yeah, one question we got also from here, that is how to become a doer, from thinker, from Arafat Khan. The question on the
That's
screen,
a cool
please.
one. How to become a doer
Yes.
from a thinker. I think stay being a thinker, my dear, because we need thinkers. It's not being a doer is not better than being a thinker. If you're a thinker, I love you to be the best thinker that you could be, and then enjoy that, and then you get your mindfulness in. Because doers are not better than thinkers. No, 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 no. We just need them both, you know.
Yeah. We want to welcome some of the guests, some of my friends as well. Rahi Khandakar from Australia. Hello, Rahi. How are you doing? Raihan Ajat Tito, my dear
Hi.
friend.
Hi,
Rahi
Rahan.
and Rahi.
Rahi.
So both of you. Yep.
Ajat. Yeah.
So Rahi, if Rahi bhai, if you want to join with us, let me know. Say yes. If you want to join, I can give you the StreamYard link. Let's say hello if you want to come forward. Okay. So coming back. So over the last 30, I think you are into your profession about 35 years, right? 35 years. And then you have evolved from various stages. So how this evolved happened? Because why I'm asking you this question is, hello, Raj Kapoor from USA. Thanks for joining. Because a lot of people are now concerned about how to actually take care of the career from here to there, to the next level. Everybody thinks, oh, okay, I want to become something.
Yeah.
How to be
Yeah.
becoming? Just take us through the path.
I know. I have an answer to that, because if you look at life, like if the chunk of life is this big, from the moment that you're born until you die, that's a big chunk of life, of years. Maybe it's 90 or 80 or 70 or whatever. It's a long time. And every decision that you make in that period or in that lifetime is adding up to the next. So I have never, ever in my lifetime, when I was in my 20s, had considered the idea or the possibility that I would become friends with you in Bangladesh, or that I would travel to there, or that I would think of a concept that would change lives in so many countries. So you see, it is the only thing is that the decision that you make now is accurate for now. I cannot oversee my whole lifetime. So I hope in 20 years that I will surprise myself again, you see, on what I created at that time. And I think we create all the time. And the moment that's what I see in young people a lot, because of course I meet a lot of your students in Bangladesh, which are so great champions for the future. So people ask me what would be my choice for career for my future, and I would only say choose that thing that makes your heart tick at this moment, because who knows what's happening in 10 years. And a lot of people studied something that they're not working in when they're 50. They're doing so much other cool stuff. So stick to now and stick to what makes you happy now, because if you're happy, you shine that brightly to the world, and that attracts other stuff, you know. So stick to now. That's so important.
Stick to now. Somebody here is saying Fariha Tasneem meme saying error and trial. Error and trial is one of the best process to enhance oneself. Yeah, willingness to be fail and willingness to have the experience, because a lot of time we are very rigid. We don't allow ourselves to experience the feeling. You know, yesterday I was watching a video and that guy Paul Martinelli, he was saying that fail big. If you are not failing big, that means you're not actually growing big. So what would you say on that?
Yeah, I like that. I mean, big failures give pain, you know, that you have to conquer. But that's why I love the analogy that my life is one big workshop. See, and there's just lessons to learn in the workshop. You learn new things in the big workshop of life. And looking at it like that, it becomes more playful, and it becomes a little bit more like not to take it too seriously, because it's changing all the time. Everything is changing all the time. So relax, you know, nothing stays the same. When my babies were small, my kids, you had to change diapers, and they're now grown up. So I'm lucky, I'm happy that I don't have to change the diapers anymore. You know, it's changing.
Right. Let me welcome also some other folks here. Ashraful, you know, from Chittagong. Sanjida
Hi,
Sanju from
Ashraf.
Sanjida Sanju from Chittagong as well, one of our aspiring, talented young youth leader. Taspia from Dhaka. Jalaluddin Akbar. everybody welcome, and my team as well. Rahi Khandokar, I have just given you the link. So get set ready and jump into the link. So let's talk about your life has evolved. And looking for the other question in the meantime. So taking risk and paying the dividend, because to me is actually life is once. Why to hold? Let's try something new. Be playful, joyful, and enjoy. So,
yeah, actually, we only have one life, and no one of us knows how long we get. So I hope I will get at least 100 years. My grandfather, he went to be 100. He lived for 100 years, which I think we have strong genes in the family. But I just hope that I can live that long, because there's so much things to do and experience. So, but we only have one life. So I think, for me, take every opportunity to grab out of life what we can and have as much as possible experiences that we can, because that makes my life so rich. It's not money. It's like experiences, meeting people, and it's like having cool experiences.
yes, because Les Brown, one of the greatest motivational speaker, he said that a lot of people have died. Their death, they're under the graveyard, and they wanted to become they wanted to become entrepreneur, somebody, singer, somebody musician, but they never become, because they kept inside. Now they're under the grave.
Yeah. See, Kamrul, I think that it's like people are sometimes like sleeping while they are living, sleeping while they're living or walking. And I think it's to look at like you and to look at me. I'm just a normal farmer's daughter from the Netherlands. I was just raised to be normal and to just stay in the tracks. And in our farm, we have this fence around the farm, and my parents always said, "Stay inside the fence," and figured I was only curious what's outside of the fence, what's outside, because the world outside is much more bigger than inside. The safeness of our house and the yard, and that's characteristic for my life. I'm always looking what's there, so I can explore even more, because I only have one life. So let's find every treasure that's there,
Yeah. So I want to ask questions to hear people who wants to experiment their life, in a different way. Say yes, I want to experiment my life and I want to see what's there. So say yes, I love my life. Because what I believe is, it might differ with people, definitely. Because the experiment comes with the inner feeling as well. Because somebody might not feel confident. Hi, Mujibul, Sadiq Al-Sharkar, and everybody. Thanks for watching, Limi, and everybody. So let's talk about it. People saying yes. Yeah. So that means people want to.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people feel that they are not doing it, that they think it's not for me. That's a lot of inner voices in people. This is not for me. And then I just say, look at Kamrul, look at me. If we can do it, you can do it. And it's not that you have to, but there's a possibility for you to take the chance and to choose to. I say, why not? I say, why not? You know what you have now. If it makes you happy, please keep doing it. If you feel like there's this unexplored area that you want to go for, just do it. That's why I call my company Jump Movement. If you start jumping, you cannot stop jumping. You have to finish that jump and then take the next one. It's like playful. Yeah.
A lot of people are saying yes. Yeah, a lot of people saying yes.
That's cool. That's cool. That's a starting point. Saying yes to yourself. Saying yes, let's do it. I have no idea how, but I'm doing it. I want it.
So a lot of time, we experience that listening the core of heart. Let's talk about it. The inner gut feeling. The inner feeling. My mind is saying something. Yes, maybe it's worth trying. Maybe let's do that. Maybe let's not do that. How can we actually develop this inner gut feeling? Since you are a spiritual teacher as well, so I know, let's talk about it.
I think trial and error is the answer, I think, because nobody has written a book on life. There's no book for your life. There's no manual for your life. There's only you write your own pages, and trial and error, try it out and see what the effect is. Are you happy with the effect? Keep doing it. If you're not happy with the effect, change it. Keep it small and close to yourself. And getting a bit older, like me, I'm a bit older, it's like not so much more important what people think, and we grow self-confidence. That has to do with self-love. Self-love is the basic for self-confidence. If I do not like or love myself, it's very hard to love or like someone else, or to love or love my life. That's the hardest thing. So self-love is the basics for everything, I think. And if we don't love ourselves, we judge other people very easily.
Self-love. Okay.
Yeah.
So who actually love yourself? Let's see.
Good question.
Because, once I was reading some places that people say, I love myself, but actually, in reality, you don't. Because we do the contradiction in the other things. Let's talk about it, because self-love is self-caring, and self-caring is actually nourishing the soul, taking care the intentions to grow and living intentionally as well. But when it comes to doing and then living up to the life, then we don't take action. So that means we are actually doing the contradiction to self-love.
Yeah, I think the concept of self-love is not known by all people. It's like that people misunderstand it sometimes. And I think I think there's a desire in a lot of people to love themselves more, but they have no idea how to do that, because they think, why do I have to do like this, or do I have to meditate, or do I? So I think to grow your self-love is to try to postpone your judgment towards yourself. So if I'm critical towards myself all the time, which a lot of people are, and which I also was when I was younger, because I was insecure, I criticized myself a lot, and when I stopped doing that, or went a little softer towards myself and postponed the judgment, I noticed that I immediately postponed judgment to the world, to the people around me. And that then it becomes this adding up of exchange of love and attention. And it's not like, everybody is in love, but we are just like, it's more loving, And it starts always inside. How's the little one doing there?
Oh, he's just crying. As usual, maybe crazy. We have got a guest with us right now from Australia.
Hi.
Hey, I hope
me introduce.
This is Rahi. CoachKamrul, Harry.
I'm good. Let me introduce the sudden guest, Ineke. I just asked him to join in. So let me introduce Rahi Khandekar. He's from Australia. He's, I think, one of the coolest fan of Tony Robbins. One of the die-hard fan of Tony Robbins. He joined with Tony Robbins, I think, 8-9 times with UPW, Unleash the Power Within. So he's a die-hard fan of Tony Robbins. He's a coach. He's trained by Tony Robbins' left hand, right hand, Scott Harris. He lives in Australia. My good friend of mine, Rahi Khandekar, welcome to this program, sudden program, and then say something about yourself. Your cool hair.
Well, something about what if I could pronounce your name rightly, Ineke.
Ineke,
yeah,
right.
That's perfect. Ineke, thank you.
I just had a long meeting, and then I was about to go to bed because it's 1:30 a.m. where I am, and I thought, okay, let's have a bit of quiz. And then I saw you guys talking. I joined in because I never miss. Like every time I see Kamrul, and I haven't actually met you personally, but if I see you, I've been following you, and of course Kamrul is a very good friend of mine. I got hooked in, and next thing I find, Kamrul is asking me, jump in. And
Yeah.
and this is how it happens, like You jump in,
Exactly.
you said yes, you say hi to something, and all of a sudden you find with, you are basically
Uh,
partying with people, like-minded people like you guys.
I love
Good.
it so much because we're like, you're in Australia, Kamrul is in Bangladesh, I'm in Europe, and we are just sitting next to each other here. This is
Exactly.
amazing magic that we have experienced now, huh? So it's so nice to meet you, Rahi. So
Nice
nice
to
to
meet you
meet
too. Nice
you.
to meet you finally, because I've actually followed you. I've literally stalked you on social media. I saw all the things that you and Kambul have done. That was so amazing.
Wow, I'm so happy because it's just the beginning, Rahi. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can open a new branch in Australia. See, Rahi is there. So
Let's do
so
it.
Let's do it.
Okay,
Let's
let's
do
do
it.
it. That will be the fourth continent, huh?
yeah.
Beautiful. Yes.
Cool.
let's
Yes.
let's do something like this. When Ineke is coming to Bangladesh, Rahi bhai,
Mhm.
if you can also plan on that time, same time,
Definitely.
and then
Definitely.
we can
I
build.
will jump over to Australia. That will be fine too.
Please, please do. Please do.
Good.
Yes.
Wow.
So, Rahi bhai, we were talking about the self love, self care. So, and
Mhm.
Ineke was talking about the her passion. So, would you want to add something on your passion of self love, self care? And I was saying that we say I love myself, but really on reality I don't, because I
Mhm.
don't fulfill my inner desire. What would you say on
Mhm.
that?
What I would say, I have like self-love. To be honest, I still am. I sometimes I think I understand. Sometimes I think I don't.
Hmm.
Okay. The time that I understand self-love,
Mm-hmm.
which is then, let's say, if I put my rational brain on, which is basically I need to know the essence of love. Because in order for me to love others, I actually need to experience that. And if I can understand what is love, and if I can understand what is self love, then only I feel that I can. Because if I have not experienced that, I
Hmm.
have been loved. I know that. But
Hmm.
what is the essence? So once I know what is self love, I think then I can then promote that into others. Without knowing that, I think I cannot truly promote love into the wider
Yeah.
audience. But
I think,
at
yeah.
times when I don't understand, okay, and I'll be very honest, I swing between both.
Yeah.
It's not that I
Hmm.
always know that yeah.
Yeah.
When I don't understand, that means the moment when I feel that I, instead of self love, am I being very selfish, and I'm not looking at, I am concentrating on me, not the others.
Hmm.
Okay,
Right.
so yeah. So yes, as I said, I swing between.
Yeah. That's cool that you say that, Rahi. And do you recognize that it's actually a lifelong journey? That
Yes.
to just always recognize the self-love, and then when you get out of it. So that's why I think I do this work. It's because I teach what I have to learn. It's not that I'm there, I'm just learning it, and then acknowledging the learning process is so cool, because then it becomes the workshop of life. Then when you try and experiment stuff. Can you relate to that?
Yeah, exactly. And the reason, because what I feel, because I am a very true believer of yin and yang, black and white, and all these, I am not a promoter of always happy, like that, state. I understand that sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're not happy, sometimes you're euphoric, sometimes you're depressed, and I am a promoter of that. And I think once you understand that, that creates, if I put my scientific hat on, that creates a wave of, like from negative to positive. And the moment you understand that you swing between both worlds, that creates a frequency. So, and that actually propels you. Otherwise, if you are always biased on one side, you would be biased and you will be infatuated with all the good things, and you totally not look
Right.
at negative. Because see, if we
Yeah.
believe there is no negative, and it doesn't happen. I mean, if something was so bad, the history of mankind, let's say 2 million, 3 million, whichever way you set the point, if it was that bad, by now it would have been gone.
Right.
Because it's not helping us. If,
No.
the reason that we have positive and negative serves the purpose so much as the positive. And as soon as we see both sides, we create an awesome frequency and we basically move faster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's nice, because there's no light without any dark, right? There's no sun without any shade. It's so nice. We need it. Yeah.
So coming back to the to Ineke, so about the exploration, like how you actually discovered this, jump movement. If you can share with us, and then we can talk a bit more. Like you were into the development industry you're working, and then you become consultant, because Rahi also now consultant, and and then you started to think differently, and then you explored. All of a sudden, in 10 minutes, you have written the script of jump movement methods, right? So something like coming from the heaven, and then you have written it. So let us share this journey to everybody, so that Rahi Khandaka also can write something like this quick, 10 minutes, and then Rahi soup method from Australia.
I think it took maybe 30. Maybe it took 30 minutes, but still.
Okay.
I was
let's
in this, but it was really fast, because I was in this industry of consulting organizations and companies, management teams, boards around change and movement of people, because I'm interested in how people do move and how they behave in a group, like in the culture of the organizations. And I noticed that every time I had an assignment with a client, that there were two things happening. One was that it looked like I just did a very nice show with them on an offsite location or a congress. They had a good time, and when I leave, they just flipped back to the old situation. Nothing really profoundly changed, because there was not a sustainable, like ingrained change happening. And the other one was that if I was there, that people moved because I was there, and then when I went, they stopped moving. Like they were getting depending on me. So at that point, I just did the following thing. I'm frustrated on that, so I thought, let's create something new, and it has to be based on three principles that I have. One is it has to be self-organizing. So it has to be a natural process, that like nature is self-organizing, right? So it has to be self-organizing. It has to be very simple, and it has to be self-empowering, because I knew already that people always have their own answers inside, but that they just not always find the opening to get the answer out. So these three things, I just lived with that. I just walked around with that, and it was like my whole system was preparing to create that thing that has to align with these three principles: self-organizing, simple, and self-empowering. And then at some point, at a specific evening, I sat down with my laptop on the couch, and I opened it, and my husband said, he looked at me, he said, I think it's going to happen, because he knew what was the process already, I said, I think so too. And I just started typing, and it just was like sent from above. I don't know why, but it was like all the pieces of the puzzle were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's it. I wrote it, I showed it to my husband, and he read it. He said, this is a piece of love. And I said, wow, that's amazing that you say that. But I was like really insecure about it, because I thought it's too simple, but that was one of the things that I wanted, it had to be simple. So I just started doing it. So this is the history. This is the story of how Jump Movement was born, actually. And then later, like now we're 9 years later, this baby became a company which is expanding, like we're expanding very big in 3 continents, and it has 1,100, like 4. Thank you, Rahid. Now Australia is born. Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's amazing. It's like a magnet. It's like very positive, non-judgmental, positive energy that I'm bringing to the world, and people that encounter it and experience it, because it's not a concept that you read about and that you then consider. No, you just experience it. I always say, Kamrul knows that, just have a little taste of the soup, because then you know if you like it or not. And if you like it, eat more of it because it makes you feel good. You know, that's it. It's so simple. Yeah, that's the
Absolutely.
story.
Yeah, that's. I think Rahi bhai, he also this in. The experience of working with the corporate, and then he started shifting from the corporate to become a coach. So, can you also just briefly say about your stories of becoming a coach and establishing in the industry?
So what happened is I worked for few years in Bangladesh, 5 6 years after graduation, and then came to Australia as a student. The standard migration stories, did all the things that a migrant has to do, and then I got into after a couple of years I got into government IT job. That's what my field. That's what I was expert at. So I worked with the Australian government for about 13 14 years, and then an accident happened. I went through some physical pain, and then that physical pain led to severe mental pain. Uh, None of the doctors, top doctors here, couldn't fix me. I was ended up with some excruciating pain. I still have that pain. So when I was going through, then I realized when I was young, I'm still young right now because at 40 I started counting down. Okay, so I said I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
me too.
So right now I call myself 33 because at 40 I've decided I am not aging anymore. Okay,
Very good. Me
so
too.
yeah, exactly. So at 40 I realized that around 2018, 2020 I had some dreams. I made some good goals. I made some good, let's say, good money, good position for myself. But this is not who I actually saw when I looked at the mirror. And when I say mirror, it's not the mercury mirror, it's the mirror of this. Okay?
Right.
When I look at that, that's not me. That provides for my,
Mm.
helps me to put my, kids through good schools and all these things, holidays, but that's not me. So
Mm.
I'm a big Star Wars fan. I don't know if you follow Star Wars. On May the 4th, about 3 years back, I decided May the 4th be with me. I quit my job and I jumped into, you know, I thought, okay, now I need a transition. So I started following a lot of people, which included Tony Robbins and Scott Harris, Dr. DeMartini, everyone I could manage. I went to all of their seminars, and at some point I decided, no, I love this. I love to talk. I love to talk with people. I love to shake things, transform things, which my government job never let me. I had to go through so many audits and everything. I could not break that. So I will go into business, I will go into personal development, and I will literally shake people and get them realize, okay, no, we all have superpower in us. Probably you haven't, like, nature or something, because I got hit by the nature, and at some point when I'm excruciating
Uh,
mental pain, I realized, no, this is not me. But for you,
uh,
I don't know what signal you are waiting for. Let me shake you a little bit. Probably you'll realize, okay, if you're happy with where you are, I salute you. Let me help you to go even farther. But if you're not happy, let me give you some shake so that you
right.
know you are into your true capability. So that's what I do
Yeah.
now. So as a coach,
Wow.
I basically bring what's inside them and then help them. And then, of course, as you know, you're in business. When they fall, slam really hard, I help them to come back again for, to have another crack, another crack.
Right.
So that's all I do. And in the process, um, I am, as Kamrul said, big Tony Robbins fan, and now I've become a strategic partner. I promote him. I'm in business with him. So I am now basically, as a coach. Also, I am promoter of. I help lots of speakers. I'm trying to bring the whole speaker platform into Bangladesh, and yeah, so that's the space I'm involved in.
Fantastic. That's such a fantastic story. I love to applaud you for that, because
Thank you,
you
thank you.
just experienced from your inside out this desire to become better. And when you can do that from inside out, it's so strong. That's the most sustainable move that you can make, from inside out. And your body helped you a bit with that, huh? I think your body helped you with that. It was a gift.
Yeah, it is, and it is. I think we all have that. For some reason, we get conditioned, upbringing, society, job, and all these things. And sometimes, what I find, is that probably you're good at something, but that doesn't mean what you're good at is your inner call. I think we are so sometimes mistaken. I could be a very good accountant, an IT profession, or a writer, or something. I could be good at that.
Yeah.
But that's my inner call. My inner call may be just riding bike all the way from, whatever, from Alps, riding bikes around the Alps and going to somewhere. That is my inner call. Not counting, even though I'm counting number for big corporates. That's not my actual inner call.
Yeah.
So
It's true. It's true. Yeah, and I think crisis in general, you experience that crisis in your life with your body, the accident, and I also encountered several crises in my life on very different levels and stages in my life. And I think crisis, and that is something we also experience now in the world. It is such a big chance for us to look at the world differently and to see and be honest on what did we do and what is helpful for us. The things that we cannot do anymore, like now, it's for me, and I see a lot of people, it becomes so much more relaxed. Like what we did was very stressful, I think. And this crisis can teach us a lot if we want to listen to ourselves, hearing the lessons that we want to learn and that we want to implement, because afterwards, I don't know if it's ever going to stop or when it will be back to whatever normal, I don't know. But every person decides on their next change or not. I mean, that's it. I can only do my own. And I'm so happy with this one.
Yeah, and never has been people will. Some people have already shot me down for this, but I have said never in history of mankind, not a single crisis has come without its own grace. Okay, so every crisis has its own grace. Yes, it has its own casualties, but it comes with a grace. And sometimes we do not see, and those who do not see, those who do not try to see, they miss out. If you try to see, yes, you will suffer, but it's through the crisis, it makes you a better person. It opportunities. Yeah. So I truly believe in, if you change your perspective, I think things stand out better. It's like, the old saying.
Yes, true.
When you look at the way, if you change the way you look at things changes.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Because we look through the world through our own eyeballs,
Yeah.
We look through our own eyeballs to the world.
What happened to Kamrul? I think he kind of felt, okay.
I don't know. Kamrul maybe is raising the boy. Biscuit was having a little hard time, I think. So I'm not sure if Ovi is there, but we are.
I think I'm connected on Facebook. I was thinking, like, is it you and me? Or no, I think we still have 25 people connected with us.
Oh, Ovi says we can continue. Okay, well, Rahi, tell me about what is it that you are coaching in Australia and you are promoting speakers. So tell me about your plans to bring speakers to Bangladesh. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah. So what I do is I wear couple of hats like all of us we do. So I work as a coach, and I am niching into midlife crisis. So that's kind of like, I call myself MLM, the only MLM that ever works. Multi-level marketing, MLM that works. Okay, midlife magic. I call myself a midlife magic on personal development. Okay,
midlife magic. Midlife magic.
Midlife
I love it.
So midlife, we hit a certain age,
What?
and we,
Let me
yeah, go ahead.
rephrase it. Let's call it. Oh, what did I say? Multi-level magic.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
Not.
one. That's one. And I also work with various businesses. I love connecting with people. So on Business Coach, I bring businesses together and we see how we can, like, you and I started talking. I said, okay, yep, you've got an X factor. I've got an X factor. Someone else got an X factor. Let's put all this together. And where two and two becomes actually 16, not even four. Okay, so
Right.
let's put this together. And regarding bringing speakers, as I said, I am a strategic partner with, I don't know if you know, this company called Success Resources. So they are the owner of the biggest speaking platform. So it's starting from Donald Trump to Tony Robbins to Richard Branson, everyone you see on stage, the stage promotion, marketing, everything behind the scene, it's Success Resources. And I have been a promoter with them, a strategic partner with them. So what I'm doing is Bangladesh, and if you've been to Bangladesh, it's an, people, unless people go there, they don't realize, because they only see the flood and all these things, the stories, but they don't see that vibrant economy. The GDP is in
Oh.
8% GDP year on year for last almost 6, 7, 8 years now. People see that whole economy, this vibrant economy of 180 million people. So there's so much potential. And the reason I paused because I wanted to say something and I was thinking in my mind, should I say it or not? And the thing is that we are now moving away from, it used to be, Kamrul knows that very well. It used to be when you wanted to do good or something in our country, in Bangladesh, you had to come some sort of under some sort of political umbrella. But the whole structure is now different. Now people ask more entrepreneurship. They don't need uh, that kind of support. People are empowering themselves. So I want to bring that whole empowering speakers, technologies, with speakers comes a lot of business. So I am actually focusing on that to bringing so speakers on, let's say, share trading, speakers on speaking, coaching, or fashion, or, whoever has made, not inherited, whoever has made it themselves for themselves, I want to bring that to Bangladesh.
So,
Fantastic.
so then
Fantastic.
now we actually planned that, end of the year. Now, this plan actually happened before the COVID-19, that we will go to. He was supposed to come to Bangladesh in, I think, in February, right?
No,
Same
in March, yes, March,
in
yes.
March.
Yes.
So, and also, I was supposed to go to Australia also in the end of the year as well. So maybe, later this year, Ineke, also myself, we'll go to Australia and we'll do some event, in Melbourne and also in Sydney, right?
Yes, wait,
Yeah.
yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah, why not? Because
Yes.
initially I was actually planning that in July I'll go to US, and then after coming back in August and September there is EPW supposed to happen, right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think,
Yeah.
and after that
Let's
we
stay
might.
connected, Rahi. Let's stay
Yeah,
connected. Let's
Yes,
talk.
exactly,
Let's
exactly.
make it work.
Yes.
sure. So that's all of a sudden is happening. Europe, Australia, and Bangladesh, we are together definitely from earlier, and
Mm.
uh, let's start to roll it out. One of the question was from Ashraful. Everything happens for a cause, and that's exactly, this is a cause. You see, even would be speaking three of us together. There was, it was not planned,
No.
because that was a regular event was supposed to happen beyond the border, and then I said it's because before the Ramadan, so let's do it differently. Let's talk, some out of box things. And then Rahi Khondokar, I saw he's watching. Okay, I'll jump into, and then why
Yes.
not? Now we're planning a
Yes.
business online in Australia, and
Yes.
so good.
Let's
Sure.
That's a
Let's
cause.
see.
exactly.
Just follow. Just follow the flow.
That's
Yeah,
what. Yeah.
that's the
I
nature.
like it.
Actually, I often say that nowadays, what I realize in every time I feel it, Everything is supposed to happen will happen. So what to worry? Why to worry? It will happen. So what is supposed to
True.
happen? Let's do just your part, and things will happen. That's it.
Exactly.
If
That's so
I'm
nice.
failing, I'm supposed to fail. So why to worry then? So
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
the way I treat failure is that the failure is needed for me to become better. Otherwise,
Right.
like failure teaches us, as simple as that. Failure teaches us how to become a better person, better businessman, better in what he needs to. Because and I've
True.
also got a theory, because with every failure you're becoming more matured, because the universe, world, God, whatever you believe in, wants to give you more things. But if you have not matured to that level, like if you cannot take the pressure of this level, I think universe won't give you whatever you are attracting. So you need
the
to
next
basically
level.
rise to the upper level, so that, let's say if you're in corporate, right now you're managing 20 people, you need to fail and learn how to manage 50 people. Then you get that chance. Okay, so that's how universe works. Failure actually builds you up.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I have to thank you, Rahib Bhai, for your time
Thank you
to
for
jump.
inviting me. Thank you for jump movement. Thank you for helping me to jump in. Yeah.
So let's make it happen. End of the year, a program in Australia, jump movement sessions in Australia, Melbourne, and also the Sydney and the other part of the town.
Ineke, have you ever been to Australia?
No, no,
Okay,
no.
you come to Australia, and just 2 minutes drive. I will take you from my house, and you will see a lot of jumping creatures. Kangaroos.
Kangaroos, kangaroos.
Yeah, kangaroos. I have got, like, there's so many kangaroos jump. Like, literally, if you're a see
Okay.
jump, you will see there's a real
Okay,
jump. The real
that's a deal. That's a deal. That they're my friends. They're my friends.
And then we'll
That's a
we'll do
deal.
jump session with them
yeah,
with this.
exactly. Jump station. Yeah,
Okay. So every one of them would be talking individually,
exactly.
specifically.
Yeah.
Okay. So friends, folks, people are watching on the Facebook. It's a fun session.
Mm.
Just trying to give you some light and hope. Yes, life happens, irrespective of the outer situations and scenarios. It doesn't matter. What's happened would happen. Let it be in the outside.
Yeah.
But let's have fun for life, because let's not restrict our life's happiness and peace and fulfillment. And that's what we are experiencing. So, Ineke, one last comment, and then let's close it up. Looking forward to build
Yeah.
over the next 2 weeks after the bigger jump movement sessions, programs, and life.
Yeah, the only thing is I wanted to say is that connection is the biggest thing that we all need and that we all can give. And I think that is the most easiest thing that we learn from this time. And that's why I think jump movement is so attractive for the world. It's because of a connection. And I so much enjoy this connection with you too, but I can feel all the people that are watching, and sometimes we have a thumbs up for people that come in the screen, because I have so many friends added to my life. So connection and sharing is the biggest thing. So I'm so grateful for this hour that you pulled me in, Kamrul, and just say, let's just talk from the heart a bit. And it's so much fun. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Ineke, my dear friends. To become friends, I want to tell to everybody, you don't need to actually measure the age gap or something like this. It's just, it happens because, you see Ineke's age, it's 57, but, we are friends, we share the same path, same journey, values, it's just, a lot of people say, oh, okay, how can you be friend of somebody, people think so. Mother says, yes, that's the best part of thinking friend and becoming a friend. So,
And,
and
and
at the same
you,
time, I am also friend to university teenagers friend.
Kamrul,
I am
you
also
missed
friend.
something.
Yep.
I am 33. I've just told I am the youngest here. Because I told Ineke, well, like when for a few minutes you were out, I told after 40, I've realized that I'm not aging anymore. So I started counting down. I'll stop when I'm at 20.
The similar,
Very good.
I have crossed 40 many years back, but
Yeah.
I have friends in 18s, 19s, and teenagers I become best friend to them and also best friend to above 50s and 60s. So that's the
Yeah.
talk of life. Everybody, thank you so much.
It's like ageless connection, right?
Yeah. Build the connection on heart and mind and let it flow across. Thank you for joining, guys. We have coming up another sessions, another adda with my Dhaka College mates in the 94 batches. From 10 p.m. they're waiting. I need to jump into there. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. It's been fun. It's been love across Europe, Australasia, Australia, and Bangladesh.
Now, thank you for pulling me in. I was almost dozing off because I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning, and yeah, it's 2 o'clock in in this night. I'm still like kind of like sleepy.
I think you cannot sleep now, Rahi. I think
exactly.
you will
now
stay.
I'm so much adrenaline. It's like yeah.
So
And,
see you soon.
See you soon. Everybody watching on the Facebook, take care. Tomorrow morning, jump into another morning mind vitamin with
and
Coach
Eid
Kamrul.
Mubarak to everyone. Eid Mubarak to everyone that I don't see.
Yeah,
Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak. Signing off. Taking
Signing
care.
Bye,
Take care.
everybody.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.